Hello, welcome to what can only be described as the next Trainz TRS-19 MVR route building live stream of Totally Not Doom. And Doom, of course, actually means judgment or fate, and it has only come to mean a bad fate specifically in more recent times. But of course, originally the word doom just means fate or judgment. So you could have a very good doom, like a happy ending would be a doom, which is why the Doomsday Book, which in medieval times was created recording so much of British infrastructure and ownership, like even down to how many animals were being held by which people and what buildings they had and all that sort of stuff, was the Book of Judgment, because they said that people have to give accurate accounts as to what they have. No, not just because of taxation reasons, but also, primarily, of course, because, when it came to Judgment Day, the people would be, in part, judged by what they had. And if they lied about it, then they would not be judged well. And so they called it the Book of Judgment. Only, of course, back then, doom still meant judgment or fate. And so it's the Doomsday Book. In case you're interested as to what it looks like, the Doomsday Book, here's a picture of a page. You can see there. You can see there's lots of information about it. Continuing legal use, yes. If you can also look at images elsewhere, and you can find all sorts of pictures of books, should you choose to do so. So hello, Kangafango. They twisted the word doom. Yep, there's the stream title. Intriguing. Did you plan this? Cyrillic? No, not Cyrillic. Middle English. Right, so let's actually get a building. So this is not the field of view I wanted. Hold on. Hopefully the assets will load in soon. I thought they were already loaded in, but okay, good. Last time we built this. Actually, what's the render distance set to? One moment. Yeah, that's good. It's just still loading in stuff. Yeah, that's all good. I'll build this, the museum, and put all these buildings along here. So now all that's left before we extend the route and build the terminus is to fill in this little area with buildings, as well as this little area, a few buildings in the background there, even though you won't really see them because you're really only going to see it from down here, so maybe we don't even have to do that much there. And then also, of course, put down bushes and grass along here, and put a few buildings in between this bit. So I think we'll start by filling in this little gap here. So first we've minded it, and now we're going to fill it in. Does that sound like a plan? I think that sounds like a plan, although if it does sound like too much of a plan, then that is also a bad thing, perhaps. Who knows? Right, so let's get started, and this time I have to remember to actually switch that over. Filter, are you there? No, okay. I think I'll put down the assets next to the museum first, because, well, this is a very specific set piece, and I want the scenery to fit perfectly with that, and then later on over here. So, on the left we've got the parking house, and we've got shops there, so maybe a few more shops over in this area. Let's see, if we just take a different office building, this one perhaps, then that might work quite nicely. Who knows? Us soon, hopefully. I can fill that in with cobblestones so that they're the grassy edge there. And I can put a few of them next to each other so that it's basically just a longer building. What rotation did that have? 6.5. And here I will actually change the height of one of them slightly, because that is... You can maybe see that Z fighting, so if I just change that to negative 0.5... Actually, is that not enough? Odd. There we go. What? Wait, what? Did I change the height? Oh, I changed the height of the tree accidentally. This is South Central train service to Ditchmoor, calling at Tottenham Parkway, Falney, Pelmore, Whitepool, Yolney Airport, Yolney Central, and Ditchmoor. Oh, is that... Oh, that is a sneaky spoiler for your new Trainz map, isn't it? Ah, I knew it. I'm so happy about that. Those all sound like fascinating places. I can't wait to see what they look like in Trainz. I'm sure you've already thought it out map-wise and all that. Oh, it's going to be a lot of fun. Well, how would this look like over here? Maybe. Looks a little bit too industrial, perhaps. Although I do like that it is low and that you can see the buildings back here better, but it does look a bit too industrial. What about this back here, the building group? Maybe that could fit in the background? If I align that with that road here. So like that. How would that look as a background thing? Actually, yeah, that looks pretty good. So now I just need to fill in the front bits a bit more. No, not a teaser. No, I never think things out map-wise. Well, maybe you should try to think things out map-wise, just to see if it works for you. Do I like that? Yes, I do. You really think I'd have a place on my Trainz map called Yolney? Why not? It could be, if it's like in the UK somewhere, if it's kind of maybe in Scotland or something, or by the border, then it could maybe be a place where the Vikings settled when they invaded, and you know, similar to how York was called Jorvik, so now it's Yolney. It does kind of sound a bit kind of Norse Scandinavian, doesn't it? I think that would fit quite nicely. It could maybe be like a little seaside town in a little, like with cliffs either side, and then there's a little divot where the hill goes down. It's actually got a little beach. Maybe there's a river that flows out there, and that could be where the original village was. And then maybe they've got a harbour there, and that's why there's an airport near there. Actually, that fits quite nicely there, I think. Ooh, although maybe that would fit better over here, because then I've still got the size, the impressive size of the other building, while also utilizing the cornerness of this one. Or maybe I can put the two of them into itself. then lower one of them down slightly. It kind of works, except for that bit back there. That looks a little odd. Well, you can't really see it too well. I like how the shape fits the shape of the road. I think I'm going to leave this, but I need to place other buildings around it to make it work a bit better. And not only that, but give that place an airport? You'll need... maybe. But airport? It does sound nice. Well, if you think it sounds nice, why not give it a go? I'm sure if you shared updates on Discord, or if you get unsure of how to continue, if you ask on the Discord server, I'm sure people will give you plenty of very good insight. Pluan. Yeah, Pluan. Well then, if Kango, I think the thing is, finishing projects is of course very good, but if you use your unfinished projects as reasons for not starting new projects, but then you also don't work on your old projects, well then, how do you work on stuff at all in that case? Unless that's the secret point. Does that work like this? Kind of. That does work actually. I need to just move this over a bit so that it covers more to the right. Like so-ish. Although I don't like the tall building behind it. Maybe I can... no, I can't really move these. Is there another... Oh, there isn't any other group in this. Yeah, because I do kind of want this black building back there to seem... or to feel taller. So... I can't use that there, unfortunately. Maybe just more of these house buildings. RB and K1000 desert. Tasty. What? You're reminding me of the villain from Howard the Duck. And that's not a good thing. You remember him, the alien demon? Yes. Actually, that does look good, but you can kind of see the texture quality difference, although maybe from back here it isn't that obvious. It really fits in color-wise quite well. Maybe a little bit too well. Maybe I can put some maybe we could put some trees back there. Maybe that would fit well. .com. I don't, but I want to, but yeah. The SCP announcement thing was just meant as a joke. A fictitious parody of real life. Yeah. I would hope that SCP stuff isn't actually real. Okay. I think these trees add a lot here. Well, that one maybe isn't really safe there, because it might... Although, can you still see around that corner enough? If you're stopped here in a vehicle, yeah, you can still see around there, that's fine. Yeah, that looks good. Back there. I like that. Howard the Duck. I've only seen that once, 8 years ago. I know he came from an alien world, Howard, and came to Earth, but I don't remember much else. Well, there was a big... So, the thing is, a scientist on Earth built a giant laser tractor beam thing that allowed for FTL travel, and in activating it, it not only managed to grab Howard and pull him to Earth, but also an ancient eldritch horror, which then it got pulled into that scientist and then possessed him and provided him with supernatural powers, including the ability to become more disgusting as the film goes on physically, as well as losing hair quite rapidly. And this ancient, almost demonic presence wanted to do something? Open a rift? Or I don't know, something that it needed loads of power for. And so I think that it then wanted to overload a nuclear power plant or something like that to get the power that it needed, the energy. Sound familiar? Hopefully sounds familiar. Hold on, maybe I can find it. Howard the Duck IMDb. Right. Are there pictures anywhere? Photos. Come on. Photos. Come on. Let's see. Yeah, here you can see that laser thing from Earth that pulled Howard towards Earth, and then yeah, there are. I remember where it was smoking, and at first I thought that was a model bus when I first saw it, but I think that it's actually a lighter or something like that, or cigarette, or I don't know. Let's see, where is it? Hold on, I'll look for it. Oh, there are a lot of photos. 1 second. I'm sure that it's in here somewhere with how many photos there are. 1 second. Yeah, I'm just pressing the button so many times because I need to cycle through to hopefully find photos about this, of this. Oh, come on. And apparently there aren't any. Hold on. Maybe if I go for image search instead. Oh, where is it? Howard the Duck. And put that in there. Oh, come on. I have to be able to find a picture. Is seriously not a... Well, it looks like... Ah, there we go, this guy. On the right. That's the guy who's being possessed and who's becoming more and more possessed. So yeah, it looks like that's probably going to have to be as much proof as I can give you just from image searches. Ah, no, there's a good one. Finally, look. That's the guy I meant. Yes. Okay, so what about else? SCP, not SCT. I did say SCP. SCT, sorry. No, SCP, I did say SCP. Also, I didn't say I said Oh, right, the nuclear plant with the red lights. I remember that now. Did they use animatronics for the ducks? I think they used costumes. Photos. 79 out of 119. Yeah, and none of them depicted the bad guy in the... I guess they didn't want to spoil that, question mark? Yeah, just having a few buildings there. I just need to fill in this little area. Unless, I suppose I could either fill it in or maybe add a big centerpiece, like a large tree or something back there. Vote large tree. Of course you would vote for the large tree. I would do the same. Let's see if maybe the big one I put down over here would work. No, I think I prefer some sort of a conifer. Penguin Master 562. This doesn't look like OpenDTD. You're right. It doesn't, and that's because this isn't. The OpenDTD stream was before. It'll be uploaded. What? Did I? No. Oh, did I forget I changed the category? I thought I changed the name and category, but apparently I only changed the actual name of it. Sorry about that. Yeah, let's see, I'll probably change that at some point. Hold on. Let me just quickly get this and then exit out of that. Edit. And then Trainz. Yeah, thanks. Have a good one. Right, thank you. Although the OpenTTD stream will be uploaded to YouTube either later tonight or tomorrow. Because there was one a bit earlier. Good night. All the large curved buildings intersecting in the backdrop group passage. Doesn't matter. Where was I? Over here. Just waiting for it to load in. Too small. Actually, maybe if I just use the default pine tree that comes, like the speed tree that comes with Trainz. Ah, look, remember these? Oh, these had so much character back in the day, and they actually look a bit better now than they used to in Tiers 19, I find. Okay, where is it? Was it Pine 1? No. Ah, that's the old one, the single asset. Aww. Blautanne. No. Not putting in a Blautanne here. Oh, look at that. This was the one with that was like that regrew from the... I used to use this asset all the time back then because it actually had 3D substance like that. Maybe, do you think maybe I could... Do you think maybe it would look good having that asset back there? Maybe in a planter or something. Nah, this didn't grow. No, I mean as part of the forestry asset. Oh, maybe it was a different one then. Oh, not the same asset. Well, what was the other one called then? Ooh, is temp lock not actually locked? Ah, I wonder, is the forestry asset installed in this? Maybe. Is forestry installed? Forestry basic. I don't think the basic asset... Ah, yeah, it was a different asset. Yeah, this asset actually comes back out of the ground when it gets chopped down to refill the stuff. Although I don't remember what the actual lone tree was called. Actually, let's put a bench on there. Actually, I can just grab the bench from the park. No, I don't endorse this in real life. Tree Alaskan cedar. Maybe. I think that was the one I was originally thinking of, but... I think having the old tree asset here is nice. Just gives it a little bit more use. Tree Douglas fir, tree Norway spruce. Are these actually assets that exist in the game, or are they just ones that you've come up with names? You've never heard of them? Oh, these ones! Ah, of course. Yeah, of course I have. Yeah, I of course remember these assets, I just didn't remember what they were called. Yeah, juniper tree, yes, I do remember that one. Don't do this at home, kids. Oops. Trialaska cedar, not Trialaskan. Yeah, I remember using these all the time. But no, I think the small one back there fits a bit better. Although maybe I should put a little other... although I like that building with the shops. I think I'll leave it like this. I don't want to spend too long working on it. I think I might put one more of these ones into the other building just to create a little bit of a longer one, like so. Although I need to move that out a little bit. Oh, bollards leading into that area. Maybe. But I don't want to spend too long detailing this area that's just off to the side somewhere. Okay. You've got your bollards. There you go. Happy? Good. You're right, it does make a big difference. Okay, now just fix this bit at the back. Now I just need to bring this all the way back to here. Okay, and then I'll place another one of these objects just to give a little bit more length. Again, this doesn't have to be exact, also I'm just going to put that on the outside, not on the inside. Just like so, even though I don't think that is strictly necessary. This needs to be moved back a little bit. Okay, and then I just need to texture it as well. Might be useful. Then again, it may not be useful. You happy? Not my name. My name is not Happy. As in, that is not my literal name. However, as an emotional state, yes, I'm happy. Back in the sky crane. Bring back the sky crane. We need to move skyscraped. Number 526 back by 25 inches. Scraper. Scraper, yes. Just need a little bit more texture in this area so that if you do look kind of past here, you don't see the green through. Okay. Right. Is that really... Oh yeah, I guess that is really all the scenery we needed back here. Yeah, because if you look back there, you can't actually see through there. Huh. Okay, so... let's just have a quick look along here. How does this look? Looks good. Actually, I'm gonna leave it like this for now. I might change it a bit later. Ah, you can see the grass back there. That's not useful. I think I'll just place one of these here like that. Save. Yeah. I can see my grass from here. Oh, I thought I pressed the correct buttons. Apparently I did not. Okay, that looks good. Oh right, I patched up the other side of that side. Sorry, I completely forgot about that. And then I'll lower this one down a bit. Okay. Yeah, that needs a little bit more detail. Because this way just looks very flat and as though I didn't really put any effort in it. So that looks a little bit better. Okay. Yeah, I need to still fix that back there. We've got the museum. And that all looks good. That all looks good. Just need to fix a little bit back there, but I haven't really done that back there at all anyway. Right. Not that much left. Okay, so I did all that. Here, yes. Maybe I can use one of the larger groups. Yeah, let's try this one, or that looks a little too small to run down. Yeah, that doesn't work. Hold on. I really only just need one large building back there. Let's try this one again. I do like that, only the height looks too similar to the other one from here. And I don't think that this building really works lower down. Yeah, that's a little unfortunate. Lassies and ladies, put your hands together for the derelict barrels. Sitcom applause. Oh, I thought it was sitcom laughter. Maybe having both of these. Yes, but this needs to be rotated differently. Not laddies. What? Lassies. Oh, lassies. 1 second. Is that? One moment. One moment. Just need to quickly double check something. Is that all still working? That. 1 second. Test. Oh yeah, that's all good. All good. Yeah, and I do like how that looks back there now. Except if you look at it from this angle, you can see that gap through there, and that doesn't look great. Maybe we can use another one of these dark towers. Need to move this one slightly over to there. So I do want you to be able to look through it a little bit, probably. Maybe not. Yeah, that needs to be a little bit denser. It said lassies and ladies, not lacies and laddies. What? I'm not sure. Okay, that looks good. Up there, already did that. Now I just need to continue working on this little bit. Now, I have this little path connecting over here somewhere, which means that I do kind of need to have a road going through. Maybe I could just use this over here. And then have that go up there. I know you can't really see it, so it's not really that important. However, this could work out nicely. Okay, and connect that up there. And if it would be really helpful if this updated. Like the splines. There we go. Okay, from over here. Actually, yeah, that looks pretty good. I just need buildings along it. Could be building 2. Twitch.com/Sharadice, I see. Oh, that. Yeah. The Schmoofendarts Laboratories, or whatever it was called. Right. I want some of these city house buildings along here. That needs to be moved back a little bit because it's kind of overlapping too much with the corner, or the curve. The Fishman's Evil Incorporated. Ah. How does that look? That looks okay, except the really might look better if there was a little bit of gap there. And then I'll probably have building group back here as well. Like so, perhaps. Yeah, that looks good. I'll just paint along here a little bit, just to give the effect of there being a road there. Although I suppose I do need to put a little bit of a spline in there, but that's not too difficult. Ooh, not that texture. This one. Now, I would say that I knew all along, but I won't, because that would be a lie. Oh, Mysterious Cow King, hello. How have you been? Doing alright? We're getting close to the end of this route now. And I do actually mean that. Yeah, because we've only got... So the little space that I'm working in now, just pretty much done like that. If you just look back there like this, that looks perfectly fine. Yeah, so we just need to put a few buildings around here, because you can see that from the tracks. But then other than that, all of this area, you can only really see the tops of the buildings. We only need a few so that it feels like it's got depth to it. and then we'll extend the line, build the terminus, and then the route will be feature complete. Pretty much. Unless I remember starting a branch line years ago that I haven't even touched yet on the route, and suddenly it's like, I still need to build like 25 miles of railroad for this thing to be finished. Whoops. However, what are the chances of that happening? At first I read the text in that thought bubble as liar. Oh, lurk. Yeah. Okay, what do I need back here? Well, let's have a look over here. Maybe there are some buildings I used here that would fit nicely back there as well. Even though over here the buildings are really a little bit shorter. But maybe this one, maybe the big red one. Exiting times. Not yet. We've still got around an hour left of the stream. Yeah, that looks nice. It fits quite well, I think. Yes, I like that. And then I'd want a little bit of a... Oops, not that one. A little bit of a paved road going back this way. And probably to emphasize that somewhat, I'll put in a break in the sidewalk. Yep, that's good. Now I need buildings to go along here. Just look for office. Exit, stage right. Ah, ha, ha, ha. Can already guess what that is. The two buildings, which are of course very useful, but I've also used quite a lot of these already. And I want to use a little bit of variation as well. Can you see back there now? Does that cover up too much? Do I like that there, or does that cover up too much? Actually, I don't know. What if I put that back there? Yeah, that fits much better like this. It ain't Snagglepuss, that's for sure. Oh. Oh, that's why you didn't change the stream category before. As April Fools. Alright. Yeah. Oh. Oh no. I saw the video. It's funny. Maybe. Yeah, that looks. I don't know. It doesn't. No, this doesn't feel that commercial. It doesn't feel commercial enough to warrant cobblestones. Although maybe gravel. Maybe I could use the brighter colored gravel that I used over here somewhere. Ooh, or actually, how about the asphalt from underneath the bridge? Exit stage right by Lotus Bandicoot. Come on. That texture, yes. Yeah, that feels a lot more like what I wanted. Yeah, that feels like the right thing. Although I do want a few cars on there. Just a little bit added detail. Yeah, that's good enough. And then I'll keep a little bit of green space there, just to not block visibility of the red building. Maybe... yeah, something like that. And then I'll need something behind there as well. Although I do want this to be a little bit lower, because I want the red building to feel taller. Because that's kind of the centerpiece. That's what the road is leading your vision to, your attention to. Then also need to deal with this corner a bit. Because obviously I could put something there. Would that work? Ooh, actually, that does look quite good. So now it's kind of like a stepped feeling. The tall, middle, and low. I think I might keep that. Though I will reposition it slightly. I'm really glad to have found these two commercial buildings, by the way. Maybe one of these JR buildings would fit there. But some of these are semi-tall. Crimson and Cream, the comedic duo. No, Blood and Custard, the comedic duo. Yeah, see, this just feels a little bit darker than needed, I think. Well, maybe this could be like a bit of an older, unredeveloped district or area. Yeah, actually I think that fits quite nicely there. But what about right up against this here? Yeah, see, that's just a bit too dark. These ones, maybe? Yeah, that works. Now, how is this going to bump up against the parking lot there? That is the question which I now pose to you. Well, more really myself, but... yeah, I know. It can be a bit panic-inducing, I know. Do I want bushes there? No. I think it would look better to have it bump up against buildings. Like the backside of buildings. What would it look like with the building group? Just squeezed in there. I know that the resolution isn't great. Like the texture resolution. However, you don't really see it that much. Because it's got the... It's got the embankment between it. Actually, that might work quite well. The only thing is, you can see that low resolution building there from here. And I'm not a big fan of that, although I might be able to just hide that by placing these buildings over the top of it. Maybe it rotated the... well, it kind of has to be rotated this way. Yeah, like that. I think that might work. Alright, gotcha. That really tall, faded ochre building is quite obviously there twice, but otherwise, yeah. I know, but that is the case for quite a few of the areas back here where I've reused this asset. Like, if you look over onto the right there, you can see it's quite clearly back there and then there again. And if you look over on the left, it should be... yeah, there it is again. Although I might be able to replace it with a different asset. Maybe, I mean, I could reuse this, but this tower is already over on the left there as well. There just aren't that many assets that would fit. That looks too fancy for this area. Actually, this one might work over here or something. Hold on. I'll replace the background one. What do you mean? What do you mean I'd replace the background one? Oh, you mean back there? Well, but then if I deleted this, I'd have to do stuff. I have to replace all of that. This just makes it feel so much fuller. I mean, put this one over the top, but I can't do that because that's floating over the edge and then I'd have to add a baseboard. Maybe I can find a different group. Because the... yeah, maybe some of the Brooklyn buildings. No, can't rotate the group because it needs to be aligned with the road. Because, yeah, I can of course place buildings like that back there. And that does work, but I don't know. Well, I had it the other way before, but... did I? I think I did. I might have. I don't know. Yeah, I can't move this one any further back because of the edge of the baseboard. Maybe it doesn't. Maybe it isn't that obvious. No, if I just move this one further right. Like that, and then another one to fill in that little gap. Maybe I could put another group back here just to fill this out a little bit more. You can't see it. It's too low. Sure it is, yes. What? Just leave it then, look better with a group. You sure? Look at it like that. Or like that. I mean, these two buildings over here are kind of overshadowed like this. I think I do actually prefer it like that. Because then these two buildings aren't that overshadowed. Although I do still need a building between. Just something to block up that little gap. Guess might as well be one of these ones again. One more like that, maybe. Yeah, but it needs to be a different one. And really, that one needs to be different as well. Because I've got two of these white buildings in front, which are the prominent ones. Yeah, I'm happy with that, I think. I do just need to fill in a little bit back here. Yeah, I need to have another building there as well, I think. Or do I? Maybe not, because if you look back that way... no. Do kind of need something there. But I can lower it down a bit. Maybe you should have just made the base texture for the city baseboards the asphalt and then paint in the grass. No. This way it's more deliberate where I put the asphalt and I can build the scenes out. Otherwise, yeah. It's a bit like if you were to make a painting and you'd make all of it blue because you want the sky to be blue, and then you draw other little cityscape stuff in there, which, I don't know, you might actually do it that way thinking about it if you use like acrylics or something like that, but yeah, it doesn't really work that way, at least not for me in this. Okay, but that's good. That all looks good. That looks good as well. Right, let's fix this little edge. Maybe one of these ones. Actually, that would fit quite nicely in here lengthwise, I think. Yeah, that fits very nicely in there. That's okay, line of sight wise. How much of that can you see? We can see a little bit through the trees there, so we do need a building to fill that little gap in. Save, good point. Maybe just this one. Yeah, because if you look at it like this, you can see through the trees a bit. If I paint asphalt underneath there, that actually looks like a nice little court or something. Although whether it's sealy or not, I don't know. Actually, I do like a little bit of a grassy margin there. I just need like 2 more buildings to fill in the back space there. No, Sealy Court. Don't worry, it's a fairy thing. That looks good. Though I do need to... Ooh, that... No, that... You can see that that's the same color as that one. That's not good. Sealy? Sealy? What's with a jagged grassy edge? What? What do you mean jagged grassy edge? No, I need a little bit more of a gap there. So I want you to see the sky through between that building and that building. So like this. What's the skyline like that? Pretty good, pretty good. I think maybe just a few groups might work quite well. Maybe if I put another one of these ones down, however, move it down a little bit. Yeah, like that. So you can just see some more buildings through there if you really do look for them. Then I am just going to fill in a bit more of a large area with asphalt. Just so that if you do look through, you can see the appropriate ground. Although it does look a bit empty like that, so maybe having a green space in here might actually work to our benefit in this. And just so it looks a little bit more deliberate, I'm going to place a few of these bush assets over here. Just so that if you do happen to look in, it does look more deliberate. Okay. By the what's by the courtyard which you've just built? Oh, you mean this? The margin. Yeah, it just it separates the two textures a bit, and it looks It feels a bit better if the two different kinds of asphalt don't meet directly. Also, that large brown block building next to the new green space is at an odd angle. I would amend that. No, it's good like that. Because if you look at it from down here, you can see both angles, and well, both sides, and it being at an angle kind of implies that there's interesting road work going on. Because you do have these curves around here. If you look at it from over here, it just works like this, a bit better. Right, so that's all good. You can still look through here and see just emptiness. Although I do like that building there, even the way it's rotated like this. I know, but there are curves there, and so having it be if we've already got interesting roadwork there, might as well put in a building at an angle that kind of emphasizes it, that kind of works with it. So a bit like someone's empties an Excel sculpture. No, that's okay. That's okay. It all depends on individual lines of sight and specific viewing angles. Yeah, because I just want to fill the skyline if you look past there. But it goes right up to the green space. It doesn't matter. You're not going to see the green space. The green space is only if you zoom out a little bit, and so you don't see a big empty grey plane there, because that doesn't look very realistic. It is very obvious. I've just put the green space there so that if you happen to zoom out a little bit as you're going over here, it doesn't look empty. Well, if people use the 4cam, then, well, you'll see that. So don't have to plan for hiding anything in that case, because that's not... maybe do a billboard pass on the solar area? Perhaps. Also, I do need a few of these bushes along here specifically. Okay, that's good. Looking back here, you can kind of see that that's empty, but because that has got very low trees, I might be able to use one of the Brooklyn building groups. One of these ones, perhaps. Ooh, actually no. One of the... Actually, that's the same one. I thought it was a different group. Yeah, one of these ones, maybe. So... Actually, how about... Actually, no, that one... Like that. How does that look? Just looking through the trees there. Well, maybe if I rotated it differently so that the taller buildings are over on the other side. Like that, maybe. Now, if you were meant to drive along this way, then I wouldn't do this, obviously, but if you just look at it like this, yeah, you can see that there are buildings back there, and that's really all that's needed, except maybe a bit of a taller one in there, just to create a bit more of a transition to the rest of the map here. Maybe not that tall, maybe just like that. Yeah, now if you're looking through there, you can definitely see that there are buildings there. That's really all that's needed in this little area. Along with a few buildings along there. And I do quite like this particular one. Again, used over here. Maybe I'll put a little bit of parking between here. Maybe a little bit of an area like so. Save, yes, I know. Okay, now what to put over here? Well, maybe one of these ones, but a lighter one. This one. Yeah, that works. And then we'll just need one more in here to fill that gap. Maybe this one. Yeah, that works. Though we do need one more. One more back here, maybe there, just to block that line of sight a bit taller. Yeah, like that. And actually, I do quite like this building, but it needs to be rotated so that you can actually see it. Like that. That seems okay. Right, so now I just need to fill in the green space with grasses and bushes. We've got a little bit over half an hour left, so by the looks of things, tomorrow we're actually going to be extending the route. Just extend this kind of bush grass mixture along. And then I'll probably also add a fence along here, especially if there's a museum there, which also attracts younger people, families, that sort of thing. So you'd probably have a fence, especially since I already had a fence along the other bit. I'm not sure about that block of lower houses. It seems like they're barely visible from the tracks. And its odd angles makes it look strange if the camera's a little bit further up. It's just about being able to see that there are buildings back there. Look, if you're just back here like this, driving along, or actually from the other side of the underpass, if you're just over here, this is the angle I'm looking at. So if you're just over here, actually 1 second, you just look back there, just so you can see there are buildings there. Just so you don't see the grey or green plane. Just like that. See? That's all I need. If you look like that, and that's all it's there for. And even if the camera is a little bit higher, like so, you can see that's quite high. Normally you wouldn't have the camera this high while driving a train on here. Even if it is this high, and if you look back there, it just looks like there's a road curving around, matching the curve of the track that the buildings are attached to. I do get that, but the camera's not always that far down in normal gameplay. In real life, sure, you wouldn't be outside the cab. In Trainz, you're often in the 3 camera. I mean, I don't have any trackside cameras here, so... And besides, if I did have some, I could position them in such a way that you wouldn't see stuff that you're not supposed to see. There are enough boundaries between these layers that I don't need to put much more or any more work into that bit. To camera I meant. Sorry. Oh, right then. Don't be so grumpy about it. Say, alright then. Not, alright then. Some of these I think I need to move down a little bit more. I'm really happy with this city. I'm also really happy with the transition of the industrial, like the suburbs in the industrial area, going through and then into the heart of the city. I'm really happy with how this is turning out. To think that not too long ago, my way of building a city was, oh, this is a forest. Ah, here's a city. Let's put a big station in it and a few skyscrapers next to it, just in the forest. Yeah, the rest of the city is off screen. And that's not even an exaggeration. If you go onto, like, the Beetlebrook Railroad, or Beetlebrook Line, whatever it's called, it's on the DLS, one of my old routes. It's much older than the upload date. Yeah, on that, there is, before the mountains, there's a station that is basically just what I've described now. Oh, did you link it? Beetlebrook Railroad. Over 2,500 downloads? I see. I mean, I know it says uploaded 2020, but no, it's older than that. It's like from 2016 or something. Is it 2016? Maybe 2016, 2017, something like that. I think 2016. But yeah. Okay. This little bit to fill in, and then the other side. And then one more check to see if I've missed stuff. And yes, I know I still need to put signaling along this bit, but signaling is something that I still need to put along the majority of the city area, along with frogs and switch levers and well, switches, because that's something, a pass that I'll likely do off stream, but yep, that looks good. I like that. 50. Oh, Sugarcane bulk load, 50 downloads. Well, I'm glad people are finding it useful. Oh, and the acidic waste tank load, 171. Good. And that one, is that the Haddon Tramway? Oh no, the Pillsback one. Oh wow, that's 1,281 downloads. Well, there you go. Brand did start making a slightly more realistic version of the route in regards to some of the track layout and the catenary. Oh, that's a lot as well, yeah. Yeah. Ah, yes, the Haddon Tramway. Lovely. I'm glad people are enjoying my thing. Like, that's such a great feeling. If you 300 downloads. Although I suppose that also counts people downloading it as a dependency for my other routes. But yeah, this is my second to oldest route that I've ever uploaded, I believe. Or was it the oldest? Was it second to oldest? No, that was the, I think second to oldest. I think this was the oldest, yeah, Yarton. Was the other way around? Kotzel, oh right. Oh yeah, because it was updated, I remember. But yeah, this, the second one. Anyway, I need to actually build stuff still. 761 downloads on Yarton though. Wow. Yeah, I know. It's probably because of the name as well. If people look for yard and then they, oh, Yarton, what's that? And then they see the water side, they see the forest, they see a locomotive, they see all sorts of stuff on the thumbnail. People download it. I just hope people weren't expecting an overly realistic route. Probably, yeah. Isle of Nor? No downloads. Isle of Nor's not been uploaded to the DLS though. Ah, that's probably why. Yeah, sometimes it's the most obvious things that you tend to not think of. Come on. Okay. And you should now paint in the longer grass. Sometimes the facts most obvious escape my mind. Well, whether it's obvious or not shouldn't really change the fact or how it is used. Because how obvious something is isn't really impacted by, well, how true something is or how much of a fact something is isn't really impacted by how obvious we perceive it to be. Also, I do need to fix this, I've just noticed, because this is not ideal. Though I can just probably... Oh, come on. Yeah, the retaining wall. Which one was the height? That one? Yes, good. So like that. Put a billboard on the retaining wall. I may very well do that. However, I do want to actually build start laying out the terminus area next time. And if I spend, we've only got like 25 minutes left of the stream. If I, okay, one. Sure. What was that colourful one? No, not quite what I want. Wait, was there a Vote Saxon one? Vote for whoever. They're all the same anyway. I mean, maybe that could fit here. Oh, it's a little large. Yeah, it's a bit too big. Unless, of course, I'll move if I move the ground a little bit. UK billboard 2. Isn't that what I'm already using? Or just have it half buried? Hahaha. I suppose I could extend this spline slightly to about there. Like that. What do you say to that, Kango? You happy with that? It's nice, but I'm not sure about the specific billboard. What do you mean? It works size-wise. Beckenham billboard. I mean, I guess... No, that one's much too big. The other ones are just too large. Yeah, these ones are all too large. More mushrooms for sale? I don't know what that one's called. Ooh, maybe just the Milwaukee... Actually, no, that's much too big. Mushroom. I don't know. I'm spending too long on this. Yeah, that's 1970s stuff. Kanga, what about that one? Actually, well, this is just a bit too modern. You wouldn't really have this sort of stuff back then. Yeah, I don't... Network rail. Maybe, but I don't really want to... If that's something, then I would do. Then it would be something I do when the route itself is finished. With Japanese text on it. No, you would not have Japanese symbols in the US in the 60s. Definitely not. And these ones are all much too big. These ones are all Thomas the Tank Engine ones, which for some reason are installed on this. I have no idea why. The Tomb ones... Again, much too large. Yeah, I think that this really is probably the best one. I mean, if you're driving along here, you would just see vote, and then if you look a bit closer, it's just a joke. Well, a joke, yes, but as you know, all jokes have truth at their core. Anyway, well, not all of them, but just some. Well, depends on if you're telling a joke or not, I suppose. Like, not for the product, but for the actual in-universe route. Ah, right, I see what you mean. I mean, that would be funny, but... I don't know. Maybe. Right, now I need to put bushes along the other side. You would like to do what? Finish your route? Ah, that's a great idea. I'm glad you have such determination. An Art Deco style poster for the CMR with a GG1 or summit. I know what Art Deco is. It's kind of the futuristic kind of, yeah. Yeah. I mean, yeah, it does, that would be fun to have, but I don't know if it's the best thing to do at the moment for this. Because I know that you've got lots of projects that you want to work on as well, and this sort of thing does take significant time to do. Maybe we'll look into it when the majority of the route's already finished, I think. I think that might be best. Okay, now I need the grass along here, and then texture it. And then we'll see. Fences, I need fence along here still, yes, that's a good point. It's not like I'm currently working on any other route or Trainz project in general. The fact that you're typing that in italics indicates that what you're saying is in fact rhetorical and insincere, and that in fact you mean the opposite of that. Right. You feel a bright light shining within you. It is the sheer courage and willpower to continue and finish your Trainz route. It fills you with determination. Save. I just saved. If only. I mean, you don't have to make a route as big or as detailed or time-consuming as the MVR. Make a smaller route, you can actually get it finished, especially if you work on it more than, for the majority of it, like 4 hours a week. It's all about scope when you're making a route, like in the route making process. So planning out where you want what industries or stations and how you want the lines to go and the terrain, and then adding in details and going into closer and closer scope, smaller and smaller scope as you're getting closer and closer to the tracks. Building it that way in layers as well. Although you know how to use layers. How do I know that? Well, I've played your session. BR class 471 would be fun too, but I don't really want to start any more projects until I've finally pushed the National Mark 1 out the door. Through the door. I pushed it out the door. Through the door. Yes, big, important differentiation there. Fence, right. The door being Filler Films download submission interface. I know I still need to detail the station a little bit more. Although I'm not sure that I'll have time for that now. I like how rickety that looks. Although I don't know if I like the idea of that the whole way along. Maybe it would be better to have this running along near the bottom. Okay, how does that look from here? No, that last spline doesn't work. How about the rest of it? Yeah, that does make it feel a lot safer. Okay. This needs to be extended into the bushes a little bit like that. Right, and then I'll make the fence go straight to here, and then up that way, like on the other side. And then do I also need a fence on this bit? Probably. Ooh, although I may need to change this a little bit depending on if I want this platform to actually taper or not. Although having this taper may not be too sensible because there aren't any vehicles that would come up here, so well, interface, whatever you want to call it. Do you like the 471? You have the time, yes you do. Look at T100. Oh, there's a second picture, it says. Come on, load in. We live and die by pretty lies, lost beauties of railroad and air. Oh, that one. That always, to me, that always looks like the 442 bit. And maybe having a fence go along down here for a bit of it at least. At least until we get to the more industrial area, I think. So perhaps just to where these trees are, to into there. Like that. The Wikipedia page also notes the similarities to the 442. Okay, so for 8 minutes left. I still need to get a thumbnail, so we've got a few minutes left. I think I can do a little bit of detail work on the station still. I think I'll start with the endpoints here. which is a little tricky. But we are not codfish, so that's okay. I know. Probably thinking, but how is that a Mary Poppins reference? And then the answer is, of course, that Michael says to Jane that we've got to keep an eye on this one, she's tricky. There you go. That's how that is a Mary Poppins reference. You probably forgot all about that line, didn't you? How does that look? That slipping through a tiny little bit. Yeah, that's not ideal. I mean, I could correct this slightly by moving it out like that. I think the previous, like this was better, I think. I can always come back and fix some of those small details later on. It's like you took a handful of design cues from the class 158's printer, the networkers, and the 442 and threw them all together. Yeah. What a sentence. What a sentence. You should win an Oscar for that, or at least a Nathan. That looks good enough. Did you see the 2350 ones? Did I? Actually, most of these would be quite neat to have in Trainz. For someone speaking to me. Yeah, I did see. COD. As in codfish or Call of Duty? Yes, codfish, of course. Yes, good. Yeah, okay. Yeah, going down. Yes, as I see. Down drastically, yeah. Oh, that gets a bit disgusting down there, so I'm not going to look down there. Remember that? The Animaniacs Nintendo GameCube game? No? Oh well. Do you mean the Wikipedia reference to COD? Great Edgar Award. Ah, the Great Edgar Award. Nope, I do not. Although, to be fair, I don't even really know that game, so me not remembering it from that game isn't too big of a surprise. Also, this isn't exactly lined up as it should be. It should be lined up like that. Ish. Oh, come on, update, please. Please? Update? Oh, yes? No? Maybe? Come on. There we go. Oh, it exists. Okay. Yeah, Edgar Allan Poe. Although apparently he was the subject of a propaganda campaign by his competitor. By some of the real life accounts of people who actually knew him, he actually was quite happy and merry of a man. He wasn't really the troubled soul that he often wrote about. It's just smear campaign, which is still effective to this day, at least as far as I know. I haven't really done much research into that subject, but it is something that I heard about and then read up on a little bit, but not too much. The Edgar Hunt, reference to that. So the typo was international, shocking, I know. Yeah, sure. Made a mock-up cab. I know, I've seen this picture. Yeah, I know. Yeah. 8. Oh. Okay, so okay, we're almost at the time. So I've really got to place a bush here and then save. Did I place that in some flowers just then? Because I know I've put flowers there, but did I put it into where the flowers were? Actually, a bit, yeah, but you can still see them, so that's good. Although, I could move it out of the way a little bit. Alright, so now I'll save and then we'll get a screenshot. Spinat? Tuche? Okay, so... what do you think would be good as a thumbnail? Maybe from above. Maybe with a longer render distance. Eight. How about that? How about this? Time of day? Two of those edges visible. I think that's quite nice. Let's. Come on. How can I be specific with my time of day if it's not loading in properly? I mean, the fog is kind of in the way a bit. I guess I could try... oh, come on. It would be so nice if that also disappeared with the rest of the UI. I don't know. I think I preferred this one. Although maybe like that. Let's try this. Yeah, I mean, one of those. If I'll look at them side by side and then I can pick the best one. Ooh. There's no need to turn into an ape. You're already an ape. A hominid. Alright, let's turn that back down before the computer melts. Oh, what? I'm a kangaroo. Yeah, like I said. Ooh, actually, this needs a little bit of grass. Hold on, I will just ever so quickly add a little bit of grass there just so that that's actually finished and that we can then start working on the extension next time. Hold on. Just a little bit along there. Just so it doesn't look like it's been forgotten. Although, does that actually look better or worse? Ooh, I also need a fence along this bit. Very quick. 1 second. I need to very, very quickly add a fence there. Just need a moment. And then I need to add a fence along here. Yeah, I do need a bit of a spline there. Maybe not in that little stretch, but I do need it here, I believe. Again, it would look better with shadows on properly and all that. Although I don't really want to add too much of the grass spline over there. Maybe just like this. Maybe that's good. Although if I've got this grass on that side, I kind of have to add a little bit over here, otherwise it won't fit right. Maybe a little tuft more over here. Yeah, just like that. Good. Although now that little bit here looks too empty. 1 second. Yeah, that looks good. Now over on the other side, how does that look? Yep, that looks much better with the grass spline there. Okay, so is preference of freelance lace too? Nah, not here. Not here. Yeah, whatever the MVR. MVRF. Maybe make all the bits all the way to the baseboard edge asphalt so it looks more city-ish from that view. Nope, not needed. Not needed, not needed. But yeah, if I were to ever delve into the world of making trains of trains, I'd like to choose the 471. It would be neat to have. Although, is it really the most useful choice? Yeah, so next time. So I'm really happy that we pretty much finished it, except for detailing the station a bit, but that's something I can do later. So next time, we'll actually extend the line that way and build the layout, which means I have to do research on terminuses. Terminusi? Terminoctopies. One of those. Maybe all of them, who knows. Anyway, so that's what we'll do tomorrow. We'll actually lay the final bits of track on the MVR, pretty much. There we go. Termini. Well, if that's not exciting, I don't know what is. I mean, it was real. It was never properly built as a property, but still a full mock-up power car was built, as far as I know. Yeah, more or less. Right, so with that, good night. Bye-bye.